Hi, can you hear me? Is everything clear? I don't think there's gonna be a good story. No, that's valid. I don't know I don't know how I feel about this, but sounds fine. Good. I haven't used the I haven't used the 3D IO in a while. It it's a fucking mic that operates on an actual internal battery. So I'm talking like a 9 volt, which is fucking bizarre to me. Here, let's put on some calming rain noise, forest stream noises. Yeah, let's turn that down quiet and then make that just a little quieter on your end too. So, here we go. Okay, so let's see. Who's here today? We've got Pop, Alkade, Jack. What? Wait, what do you mean, why? Oh, it's nice and calming in the background, right? Isn't that primarily the reason why people listen to these kinds of things? Isn't that why ASMR is a thing, right? Actually, hold on, I realized I'm, in the wrong category. Oops. Oh no, we're in ASMR land now, which, I'm not sure how I feel about, but, it's okay. It's okay. We are, what is it? We have the 9 volt battery. I don't fucking know, man. And it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. Anyway, hey guys. Hope everyone's doing well. Who else is in chat today? We've got what is it? We've got Kamjachan, we've got Momo, we've got Oxtanaya, Almighty Hentai God. Ooh, make sure to rate someone who's playing like heavy metal. I mean, I've had people raid me as they're like ASMR streamers, and then someone would do the Dookie sound redeem, and it's like, haha, wow, way to wake yourself up. That's kind of funny, right? But you know, people are kind of sensitive about that sort of stuff. One of my what is it? Sura is like the VTuber I know that primarily goes into ASMR territory, and she's telling me like, hey, you need to turn down like your sound alerts, right? Like no sound alerts while stream is going. You know, so I disabled a lot of things. We'll see how it goes. It's okay. It's okay. Um, so today we're going to be doing a reading of a very popular book. It wasn't popular. So this is from a series of books called Worlds of Power. Mo. I'm trying to explain things here. Why are you asking for a compliment? You're interrupting me. But you are my favorite dad. And I've never met a dad as amazing as you are. You make me happy. And I'm glad that you support my channel. You've got cute little tentacles for hair, Dad. Also, Sang Jerk, thank you for the follow. Thank you. Welcome to the rooftop. Welcome to the family. So, this is Worlds of Power, which was a move by Scholastic. Games back in the 80s were considered to be, let's say, Satan's next big work, I guess, back in the 80s. And they were considered disruptive. So, there were adults who actively wanted kids to read more. And so they created a series of books called Worlds of Power. And we actually ended up reading a book recently. We recently read Metal Gear FX9 by FX9. So we read this one earlier, and it was funny. It was very comical. All the guns are airbrushed out. There's really bizarre scenes. Let's see. Solid Snake's name is Justin Haley for some reason. Let's see. Yeah, Snake is part of a squad called the Snake Men. He rubs panther musk on himself. He eats, what is it? Rations in order to keep himself alive inside of a microwave, which is, bizarre. Now, this book is not as high quality, I'm assuming, because it's, look at the cover. It's worn out. But it's really funny, and I don't know if you can see it because I lowered the opacity overall. But you know, the Mega Man 2 box art. If you know what the original looks like, he has a gun, right? Mega Man straight up has a fucking high point, and he's capping a motherfucker. Look at him. He does not care. He does not care. And this is him just pointing at someone. I don't know why, but he's problem solving. He's problem solving, and it's kind of funny. And here we go. He's just fucking pointing. It's so stupid. Anyway, so Metal Gear Worlds of Power was not good. Worlds of Power Mega Man 2 is a new adventure, and I'm curious about where this takes us. So, anyway, let's get started. Wait, what? Jesus, intro's a doozy. Airman was the scariest looking robot that Mega Man had ever seen. He was big and he was strong. The scary thing about him was his mouth. Airman's mouth was a huge gaping hole that took in air and then blew it out in terrible gusts. Even though he was a robot, his body seemed like it was made out of clouds. As he moved, wisps of fog drifted off his pointed shoulders. Miniature tornadoes flew from his mouth, pointed their tails straight at Mega Man. Airman stood with his back against the wall, spitting out hundreds of tornadoes, destroying you. Be a breeze, Mega Man. Yeah, I think that's Clifford. I think that's a stamp from like a library. Mega Man 2, a novel based on the best-selling game by Capcom, rated by FX9, written by Ellen Miles. Who the fuck is Ellen Miles? This book is dedicated to Jerry, the original Mega Man. What? Jerry, no last name. Here's to you, I guess, right? It's dedicated to you. I guess you passed away while this was being written. Boy howdy, that's kind of fucking stupid. Welcome, welcome, said Dr. Light, smiling, as he opened the door for Mega Man. The lab looked pretty much the same as it always had. Beakers bubbled over as they boiled away on flaming burners. Bubbles rose through clear pipes, pushing red and yellow and green liquids through a network of crazy plumbing. Huge machines covered with lights pulsed and beeped as information swept through their circuits. Reams of paper were being spewed out, each page covered with numbers, letters, graphs, and formulas. Dr. Light was always working on 100 different things at once. Ellen Miles, American author, writer of the Puppy Place and Kitty Corner series of children's books, and she's alive. Amazing. Let's see. Mega Man, said Dr. Light. I hate to have to tell you this news, but I know, said Mega Man. I saw it on the news beam. Dr. Wily is back. I thought we had destroyed him, but I guess he's even stronger than we imagined. Dr. Light nodded. And this time he's created 8 of the most terrible robots ever built. Anyone who wants to capture Dr. Wily has to get past each of those robots first. You looked at Megaman. You fought many battles, Megaman, and you've won them all. You may be invincible. You're the finest super robot I've ever built. Megaman would have blushed if his circuits had been programmed for that activity. But I don't know if you would be able to fight your way to Dr. Wily alone, continued the doctor. From what I understand, these robots are capable of the highest level of fighting ever imagined, and even if you do make it past them, you still have to fight your way into Dr. Wily's castle, and who knows what creatures he's created to protect him there. Megaman nodded. He didn't look afraid, as he waited to hear what Dr. Light would say next. He thought about the past. A few hours earlier, he had been bedacking his comfortable little... A few hours earlier, he had been back in his comfortable little sweet home in the tiny village nestled high in a mountain valley. He had been watching the news beam when his permanently attached proton beeper had gone off. That is a paragraph that someone wrote that. Someone unironically wrote that. Its red light flashed as it beeped. That meant that Dr. Light was trying to reach him. Megaman had tuned in the doctor on his video screen. Megaman, please report at once to my laboratory, Dr. Light had said urgently. Megaman had looked around at his comfortable home and paused for a moment. There was no choice. He was a robot. He had to obey his creator. Dr. Light was just as smart as Dr. Wily, but he used his genius for good, not for evil. He had vowed long ago to do everything in his power to protect the universe from destruction. Dr. Wily had become his main enemy. Doodles, welcome on in. Yeah, no, it kills me that, like, Mega Man apparently has a comfortable little home sweet home in the tiny village nestled high on a mountain valley. Right, just, what? Also, it's very comical. Dr. Light was apparently sworn to protect the universe from destruction, right? Like, what? Dude's living the American dream based. When Dr. Light first created Megaman, he hadn't intended to make a superhero. Megaman was originally created as a tool-using robot. He was small, but he was the best-using robot ever made. He would be able to fix anything, using any kind of tool ever invented. He was programmed to put that tool, any tool, into his hands would automatically be used in the most effective and efficient way possible. But soon after Megaman was built, Dr. Light began to fear for the universe. Much evil was at work, all stemming from the mind of the fiendish Dr. Wily. Quickly, Dr. Light made some changes in his robot. And he tool, so naturally, Dr. Light gave him a fucking gun. First, he programmed him to think of nothing but pure good, to seek out evildoers, and to always fight on the side of truth and justice. Next, he upgraded Megaman's tool-using capabilities to include all existing and all imaginable weapons. Oh, he's a weapons master. Megaman, the super robot, had been created, and what a robot he was. He'd fought every villain he'd come up against, fought them all to the finish, or so he thought. That would look like Dr. Wily had come back to life, and this time, he was more evil than ever. Megaman turned his attention back to Dr. Light. And so, Megaman, said the doctor, I've decided to clone you, to copy your circuits and create another Megaman. Two of you together ought to be able to get the job done. Megaman nodded. He wasn't sure if this idea would work, but he was a robot. He had to obey his creator. Okay, Dr. Light. How do we do it? Dr. Light gestured towards the back of the laboratory. Megaman saw a huge freestanding box. Wait, why is Megaman capitalized here, right? Like MM, but then this one is Mega and then lowercase m. Ellen, come on. You better. I wonder if the conversation. Probably they didn't exist, right? It's getting. Yeah, it sounds ominous, right? Dr. Light gestured towards the back of the laboratory. Megaman saw a huge freestanding box with open doors. A control panel on its side was blinking madly, flashing red and yellow lights. My latest invention, he said proudly. The robo-transometer. So, in this universe, Mega Man is trans, I guess. Trans rights, everyone. Uh, my latest invention, he said proudly. The Robo-Transometer XZ4000 with cloning capability. He led Mega Man to the door. Please step inside, he said. This won't hurt a bit, and when I open the door, there will be two of you. Mega Man walked into the box, and Dr. Light shut the door behind him. It was dark in there, and then the box began to shake. Mega Man reached out and tried to hold on to the walls as the quaking increased. Then there was a series of loud, booming sounds, followed by a crash of metal on metal. Something screeched and a bell rang. Sirens sounded, whooping wildly into the total darkness. Mega Man fell to the shaking floor and was still. Chapter 2. The door of the robo-transometer swung open, letting in a stream of light. Mega Man stirred. His head hurt. My head hurts, he said. What? Shouted Dr. Light. You're a robot. You're impervious to pain. Dr. Light charged past Mega Man and searched the interior of the box. Hi, welcome on in, Sinistar. How are you today? What have I walked in on? So, back in the 80s, there were a bunch of novelizations of NES games written by boomers who've never played video games because they thought that video games were the devil. They're not good. The series is called Worlds of Power, and they're kind of so bad they kind of come back to being super fun. We read Metal Gear last time, and it was fucking hilarious. Like, one of the funniest fucking things. And, we're going through Mega Man 2, so. Let's see. Dude, sorry. I'm laughing so hard. Oh, shit. This is so good. The door of the robo-transometer swung open, letting in a stream of light. Mega Man stirred. His head hurt. My head hurts, he said. What? Shouted Dr. Light. You're a robot. You're impervious to pain. Dr. Light charged past Mega Man and searched the interior of the box. And why is there still only one of you? I don't know, answered Mega Man. But my head really does hurt. Dr. Light approached Mega Man and examined his forehead. No wonder it hurts. You've got a nasty bruise. Then his mouth fell open. A bruise. Dr. Light looked puzzled. Robots don't bruise. What have I done? He thought for a moment and then pinched Mega Man on the arm hard. Ouch! yelled Mega Man. Why did you do that? I was checking something, and I think I found the answer. Come with me. He led Mega Man to another machine and hooked him up to it by attaching electrodes to Mega Man's neck. He watched the monitor closely as it blinked and flashed, showing formula after formula on the screen. Then the monitor went blank for a moment, and when it came back on, spelled out across the face of the screen were the words, "Positive identification confirmed. Subject is human." Oh fuck. My man. Oh wait, hold on. What did I just change? Fuck. It's okay. 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 My man straight up just became God. He created human fucking life. My man straight up just created human life. What is this book? Okay. Mega Man blinked and looked again. He couldn't believe it. He wasn't a robot anymore. He was alive. Dr. Light turned to him and smiled. How does it feel, Mega Man? He answered. Mega Man couldn't answer. He was still in shock. It was a mistake, I admit it. I must have just pushed the wrong sequence of buttons. But I think it'll work out anyway, said Dr. Light. According to the printouts here, you've retained your full robot memory and will be able to function just as well as you always have in battle. But Mega Man stumbled over his words. Am I still invincible? Good morning, Sachiko, on the YouTube side of things. Dr. Light paused. His smile faded. I don't know. I certainly hope so, but there's no way to be sure. He put his hand on Mega Man's shoulder. We'll just have to be extra careful. Capcom, why he's gonna shot himself in the head? Mega Man felt something he'd never felt before. It was a strange feeling, and it made me jumpy. Tell me, Doc, am I still a god? You'll just have to be extra careful. Oh no. This stream has been like 20% just me cackling in laughter. Holy shit, it's so bad, it's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. What is this fucking, what is this, what is the, what is this, why is it like this? Oh my lord. Give me. This is fucking peak, dude. This is content. This is so good. Holy shit. It makes me so happy that it's just like the angle they decided to take on this was, hey, Dr. Light created human fucking life. Wait, but what about his, like, permanently attached proton beeper? Right? Like, okay, hold on. Okay. So, soon after first program, yada yada yada. No, wait, he had, yeah. So a few hours earlier, he had been back at his comfortable little home sweet home. In the tiny village nestled high in a mountain valley, he had been watching the news beam when his permanently attached proton beeper had gone off. But then he turns human, so... Anyway, Mega Man felt something he'd never felt before. It was a strange feeling and it made him jumpy. The feeling was fear. It was a feeling he'd have to put behind him if he hoped to destroy Dr. Wily. He gathered himself together and faced Dr. Light straight on. I'm ready for my mission, he said. Do you have a briefing for me on my robot enemies? Dr. Light looked down at Mega Man. He paused. I know what you're thinking, said Mega Man. You think that now that I'm human, my size might work against me. You think I'm too small to do the job. Dr. Light shook his head. I might have thought that for a moment, but I have confidence in you, he said. You may be small, but you're tough, and you're determined. Step into my office, and I'll tell you everything I know about Dr. Wiley's robots. Daddy, did you check for monsters under the bed? Hold on, give me a second. I'll check just for you, buddy. I think we're good. Okay. I don't see any monsters. Hold on. Oh fuck. There's a monster under the bed. Chat. What the where the fuck did this come from? Motherfucker. Who's been sneaking monsters and putting them under the bed? Look, you guys can't have caffeine, alright? It's late. You're gonna stay awake all night. You gotta be careful. Caffeine consumption can really stunt your growth, alright? Your older sister gave that to us. Don't worry about it. The older sister's here is to take the monster away and also potentially drink it for herself. But I mean, look, I'm a good older sister, alright? Welcome on in, Sneku. Welcome. Megaman followed Dr. Light into his office and listened intently while the man explained how to fight each of the robots. Megaman, in order to reach Dr. Wiley. Is it? I can sense you going for that gag on your keyboard. Shoot it. Sure. Anyway, I have a gun while I'm reading bedtime stories. Sure. Let's stick with this, okay? Dude, I have been wheezing this entire fucking stream. Holy shit. Megaman, in order to reach Dr. Wiley, you'll have to destroy his 8 robot guardians. Wait, is Dr. Wiley like underage? Is he a child? You have to fight his fucking robot guardians. You need his guardian signature in order to fight him. You physically could not sleep. I mean, and you'd be laughing so hard, right? This is like actually peak, right? Metal Man, Flash Man, Bubble Man, Air Man, Crash Man, Heat Man, Wood Man, and Quick Man. Each robot lives in a different weird world, and some of the robots have henchmen to do their dirty work. You'll have to battle them as well. I'll still be in contact with you through your proton beeper. Finish, Dr. Light. I'll be following all of your activities. Hello, Jack. Welcome on in. Welcome. I'll be following all of your activities. And when you're ready to leave one robot's empire and enter another, I'll give you the password. Okay, then Dr. Light, said Megaman. I'm off. It sounds as if I should start with Metal Man. He shook the doctor's hand. Wish me luck. This is so adorable. I love it. Wait. Okay, so let's get this into understand this. Number 1, he still has his proton beeper somehow embedded into his fucking human body. And 2, yeah, they integrated the fucking password system into this plot. That is so based. I love it. Oh my fucking lord. Oh my god. Chapter 3. Crash. Boom. Bang, 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 bang. The noise was so loud that Megaman could barely hear himself think. He looked around. So this was Metal Man's world. Everywhere he looked, Megaman saw machinery working, and all the machinery was loud. Pistons pumped, coils uncoiled, and springs sprung. Congs turned and wheels revolved, and there were the gears, hundreds of them, no, thousands as far as Megaman could see. Giant gears with teeth the size of refrigerators. The gears smashed their teeth together, grinding with a noise louder than the loudest chainsaw. Mega Man winced. His ears hurt terribly, which was a new feeling for him. Giant gear. My man is literally 10 minutes into being a human and he's experienced like his eardrums fucking hurting for the first time. Holy fucking shit. Mega Man winced. His ears hurt hard, terribly, which was a new feeling for him. He wanted to put his hands over them to protect them from the noise. But he knew he had to be ready to defend himself. And how could he fire his mega gun with his hands over his ears? Oh my fucking god. Oh. Oh my god. Mega Man winced. His ears hurt terribly, which was a new feeling for him. He wanted to put his hands over them to protect them from the noise, but he knew he had to be ready to defend himself. How could he fire his mega gun with his hands over his ears? Mega Man shook his head and tried to ignore the noise. He must move on. He must seek out and destroy Metal Man. That was his mission. That was why he was here. He started to walk, balancing along the top of a huge machine that pumped out steel parts. Crash! Crash! Mega Man wasn't doing very well at tuning out the noise. Ellen definitely shrugged her shoulders and made up some shit for the Buster. It's so good. Noona, my favorite rooftop. What's up? Okay, so, welcome on. Praise the soon. This is Worlds of Power, Mega Man 2, which is a series of novels. Worlds of Power is a series of novels of a bunch of old people that tried to write a bunch of books that were novelizations of Nintendo games from the NES era. Here's the reality, though. They are really, really bad. But, like, funny bad. They're super fucking good bad. It's like peak Kino. I've, like, unironically, some of the funniest shit. So, we read through Metal Gear, which, to be perfectly frank, was hilarious. And now we're reading Mega Man 2. So, then he looked up and saw something that made him forget the din completely. There was a huge iron weight dropping down onto him fast, and it looked like it weighed at least 3 tons. And the bottom, the part that Mega Man was looking up at, was covered with giant spikes. Mega Man jumped and ran ahead as fast as he could. The weight crashed down behind him. He sighed with relief, and then he heard another crash. Right next to him, another weight, and then another and another. They were coming down all around him. This must be Dr. Wily's doing, said Mega Man, as he dodged the weights. Well, he won't get me so easily. He ran even faster, turning almost invisible as he zipped between the weights. Then he spied a conveyor belt rolling. Wait, how the fuck did he turn invisible? My guy, what? And then he spied a conveyor belt rolling along between the clamorous machines. He jumped onto it. He needed a rest. The belt carried him along, past huge machines that set off sparks as they pounded metal into new shapes. The noise was overwhelming. As soon as he felt refreshed, Mega Man jumped off the conveyor belt and started to run through the maze of machinery. The belt just wasn't fast enough. He wanted to find Metal Man. Mega Man ran fast, his head down. Suddenly, he crashed into a pile of barrels. He leapt over them and kept on running. Another pile of barrels tripped him up. Picking himself up, he realized that he'd better watch where he was going. He kept moving quickly, but he kept an eye out for more barrels. He found that he could dodge most of them, and the rest he destroyed with his mega gun. The noise was getting louder. It was thunderous. It was deafening. Then Mega Man saw a huge tower with a big double on it, a W on it. Dr. Light had told him to watch for the tower. The W stood for Wily. Megaman knew he was getting closer to Metal Man's secret lair in the center of his empire. Sure enough, Megaman soon came up against a huge iron door. He just knew that Metal Man must be behind it. He pounded on it with his fists, but it wouldn't budge. I bet Justin would have gone to... Yeah, I bet Justin Haley would have gotten to Metal Man by now. Oh my god. Oh. Sure enough, Mega Man soon came up against the huge iron door. He just knew that Metal Man must be behind it. He pounded on it with his fists, but it wouldn't budge. He kicked it as hard as he could, but it just stayed shut. Finally, he pulled out at his mega gun, took aim at the lock. He fired, and the door swung open. Mega Man entered, and the door slammed shut behind him with a huge crash. He walked a few feet only to find himself in front of another huge door. This time he didn't even pause. He fired away at the lock and ran in and let the door slam behind him. He looked to his right and to his left. This must be Metal Man's lair, but where was the evil robot? He heard a noise behind him and whirled around. "Eat steel, Mini-Man," sneered the crafty robot. Metal Man was about as tall as Mega Man, but he was wrapped in shiny, stainless steel. Every corner of his armor gleamed. Wrapped around his head was a garland of sharp steel spikes. Mega Man ducked as Metal Man fired whirling steel blades at him. The blades cut through the air with the sound of cold metal. What does that even mean? Like, what? Yeah, the blades cut through the air with the sound of cold metal? Mega Man aimed his mega gun and fired back. The shots just grazed the awesome metal-plated body of the evil robot. Metal Man hurled more blades, but this time Mega Man jumped to avoid them and fired back while he was still hovering in the air. Pow! A hit. Metal Man staggered, then regained his balance. But before the robot could shoot more blades, Mega Man fired again, jumped over him, and fired once more. Pow! Blam! Metal Man exploded into a million gears, cogs, and flywheels. Mega Man just stood there and grinned. "I always knew you were nothing but a heap of junk, Metal Man," he said with a smile. He grabbed the metal blade, Metal Man's weapon, from where it lay on the ground. Then he beat Dr. Light. He was ready to move on to the next robot empire. My man just straight up fucking killed a man. My man just straight up just fucking killed a dude, and he's just like making quips. Thanks. That's so stupid. How is the fact Metal Blade is weak against his own weapon factor in the lore? I don't know, man. This isn't accurate to the overall game, by the way. Chapter 4. Mega Man heard Dr. Light over the radio that was built into his helmet. Not his proton beeper? Dr. Light was cheering. "Alright, Mega Man. Good work," he said. "I watched the whole thing on my monitor. And now that you've got the metal blade," he went on. "Terrific. It's a precious weapon. It's the only one that will have any effect on some of Dr. Wily's robots. Where to next, Dr. Light?" asked Mega Man. "There's no question about it," said the doctor. "I'm going to key in the password for Flashman's Empire. Ready?" Mega Man nodded. "Good luck, then. Here we go." The doctor's voice faded out. Mega Man looked around. What is it? Dr. Wawi? What? Mega Man looked around. Flashman's Empire was not a pleasant place. It was cold, a damp kind of cold, and gloomy. A dim blue light washed over his surroundings. Mega Man saw that he was in the midst of a group of old, ruined buildings. He would have to find his way through them. But the going would be treacherous. Loose bricks lay everywhere, which way, and tall towers looked like they were about to topple. Oh shit, it's the Twin Towers. God, please. Mega Man checked his energy level. Dr. Light had supplied him with some energy pellets, the same kind he'd taken when he was a robot. Dr. Light had told him to make sure to keep his energy high. He took 2 pellets, since his reading was a little low. Then he checked his weapons and started out. It was a relief to be out of the banging, clashing world of Metal Man, but Flash Man's world was just a little too quiet. Mega Man listened hard. He couldn't hear a thing. There was total silence. Suddenly, a loud, stomping noise shattered the quiet. Mega Man looked around wildly. Where was the noise coming from? He couldn't see a thing. Then he looked up, just in time to see a giant foot about to smash down on top of him. Chat, do you want to be stomped by a giant foot? Don't answer that. It's a little too quiet, unlike the definite. Hi, Laggy. Welcome on in. Welcome. Mega Man put on a burst of speed and ran out from under the robot's foot. When he'd gone a safe distance, he turned to look back. The rider barely disguised fetish. Ellen is a fan of getting stepped on, you know? Let's see. We found the first fetish. This is later than I thought. I'm gonna be honest. This is much later than I expected. Mega Man put on a burst of speed and out from under the robot's foot. And when he'd gone a safe distance, he turned to look back. This was the most gigantic robot Mega Man had ever seen. It was 10 times his size, towering high above him on massive legs. Its feet were the size of a small car, and its legs were like silos. That must be Mr. Big. Who? Who is Mr. Big? Said Mega Man. Dr. Light warned me about him. He's one of Flash Man's helpers. Who do you think the author ships Mega Man with? Clearly, I don't know, fucking Airman, probably? He was in the opening, so. Stomp. Mr. Big kept on coming straight at Mega Man. Prepare to be flattened, he roared. Mega Man looked around desperately. The robot was coming towards him so fast, he didn't have a chance to fire. Then he spotted a tiny crack in the broken down brick wall behind him. Ha ha ha, he said. This is one time to be as happy as little as I am. The huge robot reached out to grab him, but Mega Man jumped into the crack just in time. Mr. Big stopped and looked around. The giant robot was confused. Jesus Christ, Mr. Big sounds way more terrifying. Yeah, I mean, of course, right? Flash Man? What a fucking pervert. Mr. Big stopped and looked around. The giant robot was confused. Mega Man figured he must have it. Looked as tiny as a mouse to the robot. And now he was just like a little mouse who had disappeared into his hole. Mr. Big shrugged and stomped off in the other direction. Mega Man took a moment to check his weapons, energy levels, and gear them up. Then he took off after the big robot, leaping from brick to brick between the big buildings. Like Nathan Drake? Mega Man moved quietly, sneaking up on the stomping robot from behind when he had a clear shot. He fired the metal blade. A hit. Mr. Big roared. Mega Man fired again. The robot tried to turn and come after Mega Man, but its main circuits had been damaged. Mega Man fired one more time, and this time, Mr. Big fell down and didn't move again. The blades fired from the metal blade had cut through the robot's giant legs as if they were butter. Mega Man looked at the fallen robot. You may be big, he said, but you know what they say. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Mega Man knew he had to keep moving. He had to find Flash Man. Yeah, wait, like he just shrugged and left? What? I'm really confused. This book's fucking writing is actually so fucking funny to me. It's so good. But I'm bigger. Let's see. He ran past the robot's fallen body and spotted an elevator moving up the wall of one of the tallest buildings. This will make my trip much faster, he said, hopping on. He rode the elevator to the very top, hopped off, and ran through the building. At the end of the hallway, he spotted an energy barrel. It was marked with a big E on its side. Dr. Light had told him that he would see these along the way. Each barrel contained nutrients and vitamins. It's a fucking. It's just a fucking bottle of, like, Flintstone gummies, dude. Each barrel contained nutrients and vitamins, the same kind of quick energy that was in his energy pellets. As long as he could keep finding barrels, he could keep his energy level up. Mega Man grabbed the barrel and powered up, and he kept on running. Suddenly, the air in front of him was filled with flying boomeroids, the little boomerang-shaped robots that Dr. Light had told him to watch out for. They seemed to be self-propelled. Mega Man ducked and dodged, firing back with the metal blade. What a great weapon. The boomeroids blew into tiny pieces. Look out, Mega Man. Australians. What a great weapon. The boomeroids blew into tiny pieces as the metal flying blades cut them down. Mega Man looked up ahead. There was a giant tower with a big W. He knew he was almost there. Mega Man came to an iron gate. Frogman, yeah, welcome on in, Vargram the Raging Wolf. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing tonight? How's everything going for you? Mega Man came to an iron gate. He used the super. Wait, I thought he was I thought he was a normal human now. He has super strength? Okay. Mega Man came to an iron gate. He used his super strength to lift it, and it rolled up and then slammed back down once he was through. Another gate blocked his path, but it didn't even slow Mega Man down. Suddenly, Flashman appeared in front of him, dashing around and firing rapidly. Mega Man had never seen anything move so fast, and each time Flashman fired, something strange happened. As each shot left Flashman's weapons, Mega Man found that he was momentarily frozen in his tracks. But Mega Man activated the auto-fire mechanism in the metal blade to fire again and again at his enemy. And then it was over. Flashman was destroyed. You've got to be more than just a flash in the pan to beat me, said Mega Man, smiling. To kill Airman... I'm sorry, I'm going to rotate this. What does this say? To kill Airman, carefully jump the tornadoes to get close to him. Yeah, thanks for the game hint. Okay, that was like way more anticlimactic than I expected. Okay, that's fine. Chapter 5. 2 down. 6 to go, said Mega Man into his radio. That's right, Mega Man, you can do basic math, answered Dr. Light. But please, be more... He just fucking froze. Yeah, if his gun's just stuck fire, he just merged. It's so bad. That's right, Mega Man. You can do basic math, answered Dr. Light. But please be more careful. I thought you were done for when Mr. Big attacked. He just talks big, and Flashman was no problem. These super robots of Dr. Wily's aren't so tough if you know how to fight them, said Mega Man, boasting a little. Did you get Flashman's time stopper? Asked Dr. Light. What a weapon. It just freezes your enemies in place. Got it, answered Mega Man, holding it up so that Dr. Light could see it over his monitor. Good, said Dr. Light. You'll need it. He paused for a moment, checking over his notes. It looks like your next battle will be with Bubble Man. Get equipped with all your weapons. Ready for the password? Ready, Mega Man answered, and then Dr. Light's voice was gone. Static was all Mega Man could hear over his radio. Yeah, apparently the power of Time Stop is no match for hurling hunks of metal at things. Yeah, clearly. Mega Man looked down. He was hovering over water. There was water everywhere. As far as he could see, frantic, he kicked with his feet and waved his arms, moving through the air until he was over a wooden pier. He landed running. He was going to have to keep his wits about him in Bubble Man's world. Water lapped against the pier he was running on. Mega Man wasn't ready to start swimming. Not yet, but suddenly, he ran out of pier. Mega Man leapt off the end of the pier and jumped onto the next one. He kept on running. Then, up ahead, he saw a giant frog. It was huge and green and very mean looking. What does that mean? That must be Croaker. Dr. Light had warned him about the robot's henchmen he'd find. This is one of the Bubble Man's fiendish helpers. Megaman tried to run past Croaker. Just then, Croaker opened his mouth. Ribbit, ribbit, he croaked. That's the loudest frog I've ever heard, said Megaman. But then he noticed something. Every time Croaker said ribbit, 5 little croakers jumped out of his mouth, and the little croakers headed straight for Megaman. Megaman grabbed his mega gun and fired away. It had no effect. Neither did the time stopper. These croakers must be immune. Try ignoring this, Megaman said, firing the metal blade. Blades flew in every direction. Each shot destroyed at least 3 of the miniature croakers. Megaman kept firing until he had gone past croakers safely. Finally, he was out of range. Megaman was running hard, looking back over his shoulder to make sure that Croaker wasn't following him. Suddenly, he tripped off the end of the pier he was running on and fell head over heels right in the water. What? Okay. Frogs are immune to the passage of time. What a day to live, fellas. That's insane. Oh my god. He just fucking falls in the water because he's not watching where he's going. Okay. Chapter 6. Megaman fell through the water, drifting deeper and deeper. This was awful. He didn't even know he'd been able to swim. As a robot, he'd been a terrific swimmer, but would he still know how now that he was a human? Usually I don't like well, I think the difference is that I don't use ASMR as a way to do lewd things, right? Like I could shove my fingers into the fucking like mic, right, and just, wow, isn't that tingly? Whoa, pee pee poo poo, yeah, kind of deal, right? But I don't. ASMR is just like kind of stupid for me, right? Like it's not what I focus on, but like it's still like a fun activity I want to do here. What's the thing that like ASMR streamers here? We have. Oh, I know something that Katsura has. Follow for something dirty. And then it'll be like a winky face, and then we've got the tilde, and then we'll have this, and then watch this. Alright, and when someone follows, I'll be like poopy, pee pee, bacteria, germs, shit, fart. Haha, wow. Alright, there we go. Yeah, ASMR is fucking stupid, man. I don't think I want to ever commit to being an ASMR streamer because I'm not an attractive female, and I think it's really funny. I don't really buy into the whole boyfriend-girlfriend experience, but I think it's kind of fun to do these like little readings here and there, because despite it not being my usual MO, it's still really funny, man. Yeah, like, it's so dumb. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed the Metal Gear book. It was so bad. Mega Man fell through the water, drifting deeper and deeper. This was awful. He didn't even know if he'd been able to swim. As a robot, he'd been a terrific swimmer, but would he still know how now that he was a human? He tried a few underwater strokes and discovered that he could swim as well as he ever had. His helmet kept the water out. Phew, he said. Lucky for me. And then, up ahead, Mega Man saw 3 crab bots. These tiny robots looked like ugly crabs. They rode along little wheels, their shells protecting them as they fired at the superhero. Thank you for the make P redeem, Sinistar, to which I say, I can't talk right now, I'm making piss. That sounds weird. I don't like that. I don't think I like that. Okay, anyway. And shit, that was audible. Gulp, gulp. And then up ahead, Megaman saw three crab bots. These tiny robots look like ugly crabs. They rode along on little wheels, and their shells protecting them as they fired at the superhero. Megaman fired back with the metal blade. It was the only weapon that seemed to work underwater. The shell flew off the first crab bot, revealing the wheels below. Megaman fired again until even the wheels were destroyed. Then he aimed and fired again and again until he'd taken care of all the other crab bots. Is the metal blade the only fucking worth a damn? Kind of? If I remember correctly, the metal blade is the most OP fucking weapon in Mega Man 2. Like, it's actually so fucking stupid. Like, you can fire in all 8 cardinal directions, and it, like, despite bosses in the game having weaknesses, you can still use the metal blade against every boss in that game, like, pretty effectively. And it's also, like, really cheap to use. Let's see. Mega Man was swimming backwards as he fired, so he didn't see the huge funnel until he'd fallen into it. He was sucked down into a pipe so fast that he could barely catch his breath. Mega Man took a wild ride through a whole network of pipes. First, he was upside down. Then, he was downside up. He was whirled around so much that soon he didn't know where he was. Then the pipe spit him out as suddenly as it sucked him in. Mega Man was very dizzy. He looked around, trying to get his bearings. Which way was Bubble Man? Mega Man couldn't wait to get out of the super robot's wet, wet world. He started to swim again, through the gates. Bubble Man was waiting for him. Mega Bubble Man, he cried. How dare you enter my kingdom? Bubble Man's armor was green, and he had webbed hands and webbed feet, just like a frog. He wore a special... of all the things it's so bad. Oh, man. He wore a special helmet and looked like a scuba mask. He fired his bubbled lead straight at Mega Man. A huge bubble of molten lead rolled at him. Mega Man jumped and dodged. It was hard to move quickly underwater. Mega Man aimed his metal blade and fired. Bubble Man slid to the left and dodged the flying blade. Bubble Man left. You'll never get me, Mega Man, he said. He fired his bubble lead again. A tiny bubble flew out, growing as it moved through the water. It got bigger and bigger as it came towards Mega Man. This time Mega Man couldn't move quickly enough to dodge it. The now huge, heavy bubble rolled right over him, squashing him flat and knocking all the air out of him. Mega Man lay still. Bubble Man gloated. Got you, Mega Man, he laughed. Dr. Wily Moral will be proud of me. And there was a faint beeping inside Mega Man's helmet. Dr. Light's voice came through. Mega Man! Mega Man! The doctor yelled. Come in, Mega Man! Dr. Light sounded frantic. Mega Man blinked. I knew you weren't dead, said Dr. Light, but he didn't sound so sure. Now, take an energy pellet and get your metal blade ready. You don't get the slide until Mega Man 3. Shh, don't worry about it. The energy pellet took effect at once. Mega Man burst into action. He aimed the metal blade straight at Bubble Man and fired over and over. Bubble Man tried to get out of range, climbing the giant net that decorated his lair, but it was too late. Mega Man couldn't be stopped. Within seconds, Bubble Man had been destroyed. Mega Man picked up the bubble lead. He beeped for Dr. Light. Dr. Light, he said, when his radio lit up. Thanks. I thought it was all over for me. Oh, you would have been fine, said Dr. Light, but I'm glad I could help you out. Now, are you ready to fight your next villain? Mega Man felt full of energy. Finishing off Bubble Man had made him feel invincible. Sure, he said. All right, said Dr. Light. Time to meet Airman. Oh, shit. Wait, I'm sorry. Like, literally, like, Mega Man almost fucking dies, and the doctor's like, it's fucking fine, dude. Just get over it. I knew you would have been fine. Oh, that's so fucking stupid. What does it say? Use the jet ski to get over the lava. Thank you. Thank you. Game hint. Chapter 7. Megaman couldn't see a thing. He was surrounded by a damp, misty white fog. He beeped for Dr. Light. Where am I, Dr. Light? He asked. But the doctor didn't answer. There was just a lot of static coming over the radio. Then, Megaman heard what sounded like a weather report. He listened hard. When it was over, Megaman thought for a moment, high winds, gales, hurricanes lightly, tornado warnings for all areas? Sounds like stormy weather ahead. Then he knew where he was. He was in Airman's empire, and he was standing in the middle of a cloud. He started to run, following a pathway that appeared beneath his feet. Finally, he found his way out of the cloud and into a blue sky with plenty of other fluffy, white clouds everywhere. It was beautiful. But Megaman felt a shiver of fear. He wasn't used to being so high up. Suddenly, his walkway ended. Megaman looked around. Everywhere he looked, he saw blue. Blue sky and puffy white clouds everywhere. That is, except straight ahead of him. Straight ahead of him was a cloud climber. What a strange creature. Its huge red face frowned at Megaman. Spikes grew out of its top of its flat head, then disappeared, and then grew again. Megaman knew there was only one way for him to go. He'd have to jump right onto the floating cloud climber and using it as a stepping stone. He watched and waited until the spikes weren't in his way. Then he jumped and ran across the flat top of the cloud climber. The cloud climber was furious. I know the sky had such hidden, scary things in the cloud. Yeah. Hold on, my wife's in the kitchen. He watched and waited until the spikes weren't in his way, and then he jumped and ran across the flat top of the cloud climber. The cloud climber was furious. The frown on its face turned into a scowl, and miniature cloud climbers began to pop out of its ears. They swarmed over to Megaman, surrounding him. Megaman felt trapped. He had nowhere to run. There was only one thing to do. He'd have to fight them off. Blam, pow, Megaman fired. The miniature cloud climbers turned into puffs of smoke. Megaman breathed a sigh of relief. He couldn't stop to rest, though. He had to keep moving if he was going to find Airman. Megaman jumped quickly to another large cloud climber, running fast, and then to another. Megaman was on his way. Then Megaman heard a loud chop, chop, chopping noise. He looked up. Above him was a roto-chimp. What a strange creature. Half monkey, half helicopter. What does that mean? Also, this is the second time they've used the phrase, what a strange creature. So the mic picks up every single thing, every single noise, so including your footsteps too. Hi, how are you? It's a strange creature. The sky is fucking terrifying. It really is. Anyway. Half monkey, half helicopter. It rode through the air on a thunder chariot, a puffy white cloud equipped with a platform to stand on and a super-powered propeller underneath. The roto-chimp fired tiny, deadly-looking missiles at Megaman. Megaman ducked and ran faster. The missiles kept coming. Megaman ducked behind a cloud. When the robo-chimp flew by, Megaman knocked him off his thunder chariot and jumped aboard. This is the only way to go, said Megaman. Man, sailing along happily through the sky. His clouds started to sink, so Mega Man switched Thunder Chariots and kept going. Thunder Chariots? Wait, but I thought it was a helicopter. What? I'm really confused. What the? Are these like just floating platforms in the game? Is that what they're referencing right now? Oh man. Kaboom. Mega Man whirled around to see a bomb falling. Very close behind him, he looked up. The bomb had been dropped by a bomb bird, a fat, bird-like robot flying overhead. Mega Man fired back at the bomb bird, but he couldn't tell if he had gotten it or not. Suddenly, the Thunder Chariot Mega Man was riding dived into a huge cloud. Once again, Mega Man was lost in the mists. He couldn't see a thing. Chapter 8. The cold, clammy mist surrounded Mega Man, closing in on him. He didn't like the feeling it at all. If he'd still been a robot, it probably wouldn't have bothered him. But he wasn't a robot. He was human. He hated the way the mist got into his eyes, ears, nose, and mouth. Most of all, though he hated the way it blinded him, he heard creatures flying overhead, but he couldn't see anything. It meant he couldn't aim his metal blade, and if he couldn't aim, there was no point in firing. Mega Man couldn't wait to get out of the cloud he was in. Mega Man is gonna hate humans. Oh my god. Finally, the mist began to thin. Soon, Mega Man was back out into the blue sky. Now when the bomb birds attacked, Mega Man fired right back. Blam! Kerpow! The bomb birds were destroyed, and their bombs fell harmlessly into the clouds below. Mega Man smiled. Airman's henchmen were no match for him, but his smile faded. Mega Man gulped. Up ahead was a nasty-looking creature with quickly spinning blade. Didn't we fight like a fucking monkey helicopter earlier? Spitting blades set into its middle. It grinned at him, and it made blades spin faster and faster. The Fan Fiend. Suddenly, Mega Man was knocked off his feet by hurricane-force winds. The Fan Fiend drew nearer, blowing hard. Mega Man toppled off of his Thunder Chariot and fell down, down, down. Where was he going to land? Whump. His fall was broken as he fell right onto a nearby walkway. He ran along the walkway, dodging little clouds that seemed to be trying to trip him up. Then he saw it, parting the mists, a huge tower with a gigantic glowing W blinking on and off. He was almost there. Mega Man blasted through the gates that led to Airman's inner chamber, and he came face to face with his enemy. Airman was the scariest looking super robot that Mega Man had ever seen. It was one that he was big. It was one that he was strong looking. It was his mouth. His mouth was a huge, gaping hole that took in air and then blew it out in terrible gusts. Even though he was a robot, his body seemed like it was made out of clouds, and as he moved, wisps of fog evaporated off of his pointed shoulders. Miniature tornadoes flew through the air, pointing their tails right at Mega Man. Airman stood with his back against the wall, spitting out hundreds of tornadoes. Demolishing you will be a breeze, Mega Man, he shouted. Mega Man dodged the tornado. How do you dodge Okay, fuck it, man. Mega Man dodged the tornadoes. He tried to get closer to Airman, but every time he approached, a tornado would knock him down and spin him around. Mega Man gritted his teeth and kept on coming. Finally, he was within range. He aimed the metal blade and fired. Whoosh. Splat? Splat? Wait, what? Oh, the air was let out of Airman, and he collapsed like a popped balloon? What? Huh? I'm sorry, I need to read this again. Mega Man gritted his teeth and kept on coming. Finally, he was within range. He aimed the metal blade and fired. Whoosh! Splat! All the air was let out of Airman, and he collapsed like a popped balloon. The wind died down at once. I guess it's going to be a nice day around here, after all, said Megaman. He helped himself to Airman's air shooter, a large cannon that fired tornadoes. Then he noticed Airman's jet ski, sort of a snowmobile that floated on a cushion of air. He took that too, and he sat down to rest on a nearby cloud. His legs dangling. I'm sorry, what? Then he sat down to rest on a nearby cloud, his legs dangling over the side. Come in, Dr. Light, he said into his radio. Come in. What? He can just sit on clouds? Is that how that works? Oh, okay. Okay. He popped like a balloon. I'm fucking confused, man. What is this fucking story? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. I don't get it, Dad. Die like a Kirby boss, not a Mega Man one. Yeah, for sure. It's weird. Man, I wish Void was here. I feel like Void would really appreciate this, but like, in like a, oh my god, this is so fucking cringe way. Chapter 9. For a minute, Mega Man heard only static. Then, Void would be the only one appreciating it. I mean, you're appreciating it because of its gripping plot, right? I mean, for a minute, Mega Man heard only static. Then, to the crackles and pops, he heard Dr. Light. Congratulations, Mega Man, the doctor said. You really stood up against that guy. Oh, he was just full of hot air. Mega Man, someone fucking died. You straight up killed him. Stop quipping. This isn't an MCU movie. Oh, he was just full of hot air, said Mega Man modestly. Are you sure you want to go on with this mission? Asked Dr. Light. What kind of question is that? Yelled Mega Man. Of course I do. Why shouldn't I? Well, it just seems that each super robot is more dangerous than the ones before, and each of them has so many helpers. I'm worried about you. Come on, Dr. Light, said Mega Man. I can take care of myself. He paused. Is there something you're not telling me? Dr. Light cleared his throat. Well, as a matter of fact, he said, Dr. Wily made an announcement over the news beam this morning. He's not too happy about you destroying 4 of his super robots. The transmission turner. Let's see. He's not too happy about you destroying 4 of his super robots. What did he say? Asked Mega Man. I recorded it for you, said Dr. Light. Wait a minute, and I'll play it back. There was a whirring sound, and then Mega Man heard Dr. Wily's voice. Mega Man, the evil genius roared. You little peepsqueak. How dare you even think about destroying me? I am invincible. Mega Man shuddered at the sound of such villainous boasting. Wait, really? His gloating is what makes you scared? Just because you think you were lucky enough to get past some of my robots, don't think you get as much further on, the voice went on. I've got some surprises for you. Then Dr. Wily laughed. You won't be around for much longer, Mega Man, and then I'll rule the universe. Ha! 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 The laughter faded out as the transmission ended. What do you think, Mega Man? Asked Dr. Light. Don't listen to that sneering bully, answered Mega Man. I can take care of anything he throws my way, and I'll destroy him too. Hearing Dr. Wily's voice hadn't really scared Mega Man at all. It just made him even more eager to get on with his mission. I'm ready to take on my next enemy, Dr. Light, he said. Well, alright, if you're sure about this, said the doctor. He still sounded a little worried. Get your weapons ready. You're on your way to Crash Man's world. Oh, fuck. Chapter 10. So, this is where Crash Man hangs out, said Mega Man. Looking around, being in this robot empire was like being inside of a huge electronic machine. There was a maze-like network of pipes rising up as far as Megaman could see. Circuitry blinked as globe-shaped circuit breakers turned off and on. Megaman heard beeping and buzzing as the system operated. Megaman tried to plan a route through the machinery. Let's see, he said. If I climb the ladder that runs up along the pipe now there, and then jump over to... Just then, Megaman was attacked by a squad of pipe bombers. Fucking actual, like, fucking anarchist. Just then, Megaman was attacked by a squad of pipe bombers. These tiny robots looked like small sections of pipe, which had broken off, grown eyes, and then learned to use weapons. What? Oh my fucking god, okay. He was attacked by a squad of pipe bombers. These tiny robots looked like small sections of pipe which had broken off, grown eyes, and learned to use weapons. And there were a lot of them. They moved all around him, twirling around and around and blinking their eyes as they watched for a chance to attack him. Megaman pulled out his mega gun and fired it at the small robots. Kerpow! The crash and crash. Several were hit, but plenty of others took their place. The superhero looked around wildly. The ladder he'd spotted before caught his eye, and he ran to it. Flying fast, he outdistanced the pipe bombers, and when he got off the ladder, he ran right into the hideout of the helmet heads. What? Helmet heads? Wait. That's what we're calling them? Okay. These robots were mostly helmets. They looked harmless at first. Then their helmets popped up and their weapons popped out, aiming straight at Megaman with deadly intent. Megaman returned their fire and kept on running. He could handle one of these guys at a time, but they kept attacking in teams. Ahead, he saw a giant circuit board. A tronic glider rolled around the circuit. The glider was a platform on wheels, just the right size for Megaman. It rode around the circuit board with no effort, as if it was by remote control. It didn't make a sound as it wound its way through the maze of circuitry. Megaman leapt on just as more pipe bombers appeared at his heels. The tronic glider carried him around the circuit. He fired as he rode, taking time to aim well. Hi, Olga. Welcome on in. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the hand-bun dry fire redeem. I hope this is comfortable for you. I'm not going to use the slide release, that's too loud. Okay. I hope that was comfortable for you, Dad. Alright. The tronic glider carried him around the circuit. He fired as he rode, taking time to aim well. Pow. Crash. Also, how you doing, Olga? Pipe bombers were falling quickly now under his fire. Gives the grand ping on the ASMR mic. Oh, dude, I'll record that at some point then. Megaman jumped off the tronic glider as it passed a ladder leading farther up the pipe framework. He climbed as quickly as he could. Megaman looked up. This machine was huge. He couldn't even see the top from where he was. 500 feet later, that's very specific, 500 feet later. Megaman was still climbing. His arms were about to give out. He'd gone so high that he was once again climbing through clouds. He was reminded of Airman's world. Megaman kept on climbing. A bomb bird flew by, carrying a bomb. They live here too, said Megaman, ducking as the bomb fell near him, and he rose above the highest cloud. Now he was up in the stars. Megaman paused for a moment, hanging on to the ladder. It was dark all of a sudden. He had to wait for his vision to adjust. It was a long way down. Megaman had never been afraid of heights when he was a robot, and I'm really not afraid now either, he said, as if trying to convince himself. Still, he decided it would be a good idea not to look down. He looked up instead and saw an energy barrel on the next landing. Perfect timing, he said. I can use a boost. He grabbed the barrel and drank down its content. I'm sorry, he's supposed to be like this short fucking stumpy man. He just grabs like an oil container barrel and just starts fucking chugging it. Dressed in cavewoman mode still. Hell yeah, cold plunge today, full hair begone routine. That's fun. How's the cringe story going? It's very funny. Funny. It's very silly. A surge of energy pushed him up even further up the ladder. Megaman felt better, but he was beginning to wonder just how high he was going to have to climb. He looked up to see if he could spot the top. Instead, he was shocked to find a prop top flying towards him. This is the meanest looking robot he'd seen yet in Crashman's kingdom. It looked like a giant boxing glove, and it flew by means of a propeller attached to its head. And when it got close enough to Megaman, it thrust out a long arm with a huge fist at the end of it. Pow! Megaman took a hit right onto the jaw and almost fell off the ladder. Hanging on by his fingernails, he jabbed it back. The prop top kept it advancing, and another appeared up next to it. Megaman aimed again, carefully this time, and hit them both with one quick punch. Kapowie. Wait, what? No, hold on. He aimed again? But doesn't he have a gun? Why is he punching it? Kapowie. Grabbing a moment to look around, Megaman saw a familiar tower with the big W. I knew it, he said. These guys were guarding Crashman. Out of my way, boys. I've got a date with your master. So Megaman's like confirmed fucking bisexual in this one, right? He's like, we can 100% confirm that Megaman is part of the LGBT community in this book, right? He blasted past the prop tops and threw open the gates to Crashman's vault. His enemy was waiting for him. Crashman wore a red helmet and red boots. His armor gleamed. He held a crash bomber in each hand, waving the weapon in the air like a cowboy at the Wild West shootout. Bombs away, he called, firing at Megaman. Bombs flew out of the crash bomber and whistled through the air. They crashed to the ground next to Megaman, exploding in a series of deafening booms. Those bombs are big, Crashman, but I'm too quick. Those bombs are big, Crashman, but I'm too quick for you. Megaman darted across the room, firing at Crashman with his mega gun. Pow, pow. Crashman threw bomb after bomb, but Megaman was able to dodge them all. You think you're a super robot, but you're nothing but a stink bomb, Megaman taunted. Crashman got angry. He threw bombs even without aiming them. Megaman danced around until he had a good shot at Crashman. Blam! Boom! Crashman was destroyed. Megaman marched over and picked up the crash bomber. He used it to hurl a bomb at the wall of the room. Boom! He dusted off his hands and stepped through the huge hole it had made. Another super robot. Bombs out, he said happily. What kind of game hint do we have? Use the metal blade to cut right through Flashman. Goddamn. Chapter 11. Are we not worried about the dozens of bombs that are just laying around the room? No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Dad. Don't think too hard. Don't think too hard. I think this, so far, I think this book is less funny than the Metal Gear one, but it's still sort of entertaining because it's just so fucking stupid. It's so dumb. Oh my lord. Okay. Chapter 11. That was stupendous, Megaman. Dr. Light's voice came through the radio. You were truly incredible. Crashman was no match for you. It was all noise and no action, answered Megaman. And all I've got is Crash Bomber. It's a very powerful weapon, said Dr. Light. I think you'll need it too. You never get through Heatman's world without it. Heatman, alright. Heatman, alright, said Megaman. I'm all warmed up for him. I'm keying in the password now. Are your weapons ready? Dr. Light asked. Ready. Better get ready to use the jet ski too, warned Dr. Light. I have a feeling I might use it. Okay, Dr. Light, said Mega Man. Wish me luck. Mega Man heard a faint good luck as the transmission faded out, and then suddenly he felt very hot. In fact, he felt like he was about to melt. It was a new feeling for him. Robots aren't bothered by the extremes of heat and cold. Yes, they fucking are. Their circuits adjust to any temperature they face. But as he knew all too well by now, Mega Man wasn't a robot anymore. He was human. And he was hot. Oh, fuck. Heatman's world was a giant furnace pulsing with red-hot currents. He's gonna need a lot of calories. He's gonna need a lot of rations for it, you know? Heatman's world was like a giant furnace pulsing with red-hot currents of air. Everything was the color of flame. Mega Man saw nothing but red, orange, and yellow wherever he looked. He reached out to touch a nearby brick wall. Wow. That's what I call hot, Mega Man said, shaking his hand and blowing on it to cool it down. Guess I'd better keep moving anyway. He ran along a brick pathway, following its twists and turns. On either side of the path was a river of molten lava, boiling and bubbling as it flowed along. He literally just fucking, touched lava. He's human now? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. It's so hot, said Mega Man. I'm sure I could use a dip, but I'm not about to swim in that river. He watched his step. The pathway was narrow, and it would be easy to fall into the lava if he wasn't careful. Mega Man heard something behind him and turned and would see what it was. The prop tops that follow him all the way into Heatman's world. He dodged their fists. If any of them hit him, the blow could knock him into the bubbling river. Take that, he said, firing the metal blade. Zip. Pow. The prop tops were blasted off the pathway and fell screeching into the lava. But there was one left. It jumped closer to Mega Man. Mega Man backed away, trying to get a clear shot at it. Moving backwards, he couldn't see where he was going. Suddenly, Mega Man stumbled over a loose brick and tumbled head over heels. Have a nice trip, Mega Man, sneered the prop top with a wicked laugh. They can talk? Mega Man tried to catch himself, but there was nothing to grab onto. He was falling straight into a river of hot, molten lava. Oh, fuck. What's the game hint? To challenge Dr. Wily, you must complete all 9 missions. Follow the order in this book for the best results. Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, right. Mega Man couldn't believe it. If he fell into the lava, it would mean certain death. Had he come this far to end up as a fried superhero, burnt to a crisp in Heatman's world? The lava was inches away. Mega Man could feel its heat on his skin. Metal Blade twice in the lane, yeah. Suddenly, a thought came to him. The jet ski. It was his only chance. Mega Man was wearing a special super secret backpack design. Okay. Mega Man was wearing a special super secret backpack designed by Dr. Light to hold all of his weapons and tools. He pushed 3 buttons on the special backpack control unit on his sleeve. The tiny jet ski unit propped into his hand. Mega Man could feel the lava rushing towards him. He pressed the button to unfold it, and then not a moment too soon, he was aboard the jet ski. He floated on a cushion of air, just inches above the lava river. That was too close for comfort, said Mega Man, wiping his brow. The jet ski zoomed right above the hot lava. A breeze cooled Mega Man's face as he rode. Surf's up, he yelled half. It's so fucking stupid. Holy shit. Surf's up, he yelled happily. Mega Man... Okay, canonically, Mega Man has been cited to say surf's up when fighting Robot Masters. Mega Man rode for what seemed like hours. I've just about had it with this heat, said Mega Man. I don't know how much longer I can take it. I've got to find Heatman and finish him off. Then the jet ski screeched to a halt. Right in Mega Man's path was a huge, thick brick wall. I've got to keep going, said Mega Man. I can't let this stop me. He activated the crash bomber and hurled it against the wall. Kaboom! The wall was smashed into a million pieces, and Mega Man was on his way again. Hi, Cooler Soup. Yo, this is the part where Sonic the Hedgehog and Goku fight SpongeBob. So this is about Mega Man. This is a novelization of Mega Man 2, written by boomers who've never played video games before because they wanted kids to read. So, here it is. It's really bad. How are you doing, Cooler Soup? The wall was smashed into a million pieces, and Mega Man was on his way again. Just ahead, he saw a giant, glowing W. He was almost there. Mega Man blasted through the gates to Heat Man's headquarters. The ferocious super robot awaited him. His secret weapon, atomic fire, at the ready. Can you take the heat, Mega Man? Heat Man called. Out of all the games novelized, why Mega Man 2? I don't know. Fucking... I actually don't know. They did a bunch of other books. They did Metal Gear. We read that last time. It's really funny. Like it's genuinely like fucking so bad. It's so fucking funny. But yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying this. They've done other games like Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, and a few other ones, but like, I don't know, man. Mega Man 2 sold well, I guess, right? So, Heat Man called. Heat Man looked like an ordinary robot, but his steel body was so hot that it glowed. The air around him sizzled, but he never felt the heat, since his protective armor kept him cool. The armor surrounded him like a huge box with a lid that could snap shut when he pulled his head inside, like a square turtle. You can just say lighter. Ellen, you can just say lighter. Come on. He looks like a lighter. Are you fucking stupid? Mega Man came on strong, jumping high to dodge the blazing fire. Like a square turtle. I've never heard of a lighter described that way. Mega Man came on strong, jumping heat to dodge the blazing fireballs that Heat Man threw. He fired rapidly, blasting away again and again. The atomic fire threw a whole string of fireballs at him. The flaming globes came so fast they were hard to dodge. Mega Man's eyebrows were singed, his uniform was smoking, but he didn't give up. Blam, boom, pow. What is it? Especially back then, they didn't care about lighters being... Yeah, right? Like, fuck, lighters are very straight, like, they're everywhere, right? Like, is this like an anti-drug, like, anti-smoking thing? Like, finally it was over. Heat Man was just a pile of ash. That ought to cool your jets, said Mega Man. He picked up the atomic fire and signaled for Dr. Light. Congratulations, Mega Man, said Dr. Light. You really kept your cool in there. Heat Man wasn't such hot stuff, said Mega Man, but I'm glad to be out of that furnace. Dr. Wily is madder than ever, said Dr. Light. You should have heard him on the news beam this time. He's furious, and he's out to get you. He'll be dealing with me soon enough, as soon as I get through the last two Super Robot Empires, said Mega Man. It won't be long until we're face to face and personally. I can't wait. I'm going to demolish him. That's the spirit, Mega. Yeah, fucking kill him, beat the shit out of him, like. Fucking start like beating the shit out of fucking Dr. Wily. Also, my body hurts. I shouldn't have fucking pounded my chest like a fucking gorilla. I'm in a lot of pain. Sounds like you're ready to take on Wood, man. Better get equipped. Mega Man checked his weapons as Dr. Light faded out. He was ready for anything. Chapter 13. Boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. The drums echoed through the jungle. Mega Man's blood ran cold. Woodman's world was like no other place Mega Man had ever seen. It didn't even look like the machine-filled world of Metal Man, or the broken-down buildings that were Flashman's empire. This was a deep, dark jungle. It was alive with a million creatures who jumped from tree to tree, going about their business. Shrieks and chatters rang from above as Megaman tried to get his bearings. It was hot and humid in Woodman's world. Megaman wiped his brow. Then he checked his energy weapon levels and powered them up, and began to find his way through the dense undergrowth. Suddenly, out of the bushes popped a giant, evil rabbit. "What's up, Doc?" it called to Megaman, firing its carrot-shaped missiles at the super robot. "Robo-Rabbit," said Megaman. Dr. Light had told him about this not-so-funny robot. Despite its jokes and its silly rabbit-like... Wait, can they say that? "What's up, Doc?" Isn't that... Okay. Despite its jokes and its silly rabbit-like appearance, this was a deadly enemy. The rabbit hopped closer, and as soon as it was within range, Megaman fired the metal blade. "Try this on for size, you silly bunny," he yelled as he fired. Robo-Rabbit tried to duck the whizzing blades, but Megaman was firing too fast. Zip! Robo-Rabbit toppled and fell. Megaman moved on, picking his path carefully. He'd only gone a few steps when he heard something above him. He looked up. Huge black globes hung from the trees, looking like giant black apples ready to be picked. Then, one by one, they turned into mean-looking bats that dropped onto Megaman, flapping huge wings and making horrible noises. Blam! Megaman fired as he dodged the falling bombs. He had to move fast to avoid being blown to bits by the bubble bats. There were just too many of them. Megaman was running low on energy. He didn't want to use up his precious energy pellets until he had to. He spotted a tunnel ahead of him, jumped down into it, and fell. Down, 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 deep into the earth he dropped. Finally, he stopped himself by grabbing onto a root of a tree that was shaped like a ladder along along the walls of the tunnel. Should he climb up or down? Megaman turned and stared to climb back up out of the tunnel. On his way up, he found an energy barrel. "Just in time," he said, drinking it down. He climbed for a long, long time. It seemed to take forever to find his way back up to the top. Finally, he saw some light ahead. When he came to the mouth of the tunnel, he saw why it had taken so long. He'd been climbing up inside of a tree, and now he was high up in the treetops. Megaman gave a Tarzan yell. Okay. It felt so good to be out in the sun again. High above the dark jungle floor, he ran along a network of bamboo poles and made a pathway through the treetops. Bomb birds flew by, dropping their bombs, but they didn't slow Megaman down. He fired at the fat, bird-like robots and dodged the falling bombs. Mecha monkeys popped up, hanging onto the bamboo poles. They were giant apes with more muscles than Megaman had ever seen. They grinned at him as they held onto the bamboo with steely strength. "I hope none of these guys try to hug me," said Megaman. "I'd be mega mush in a minute." They waited for Megaman to run by and tried to trip him. "I guess it's all just too dangerous up here after all," said Megaman. He grabbed a vine and swung back down to earth. Megaman looked around. There, not far ahead of him, was a giant W, blinking through its leaves. Looks like every one of Dr. Wily's evil robots had a sign over his headquarters. "Here I come, Woodman," yelled Megaman as he ran through the jungle. He was getting used to the beating of the drums. Boom, 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 boom. They were louder than ever. "What a great beat," Megaman said. "Too bad I don't have any time to dance." Then Megaman saw an atomic chicken leaping towards him. The atomic chicken ran around like real chickens, with their heads cut off. They were dangerous. If this one hit him, it would explode on contact. Megaman wasn't about to let a chicken slow him down. He ran and jumped over it. Another one popped up, and Megaman dodged it too. Atomic chicken. It's a flavor at a fried chicken place, fellas. Finally, he reached the gates of Woodman's chamber. The super robot lived inside of a giant tree. Mega Man blasted his way inside. Woodman stood waiting, his leaf shield at the ready. "Want a splinter, Mega Man?" he snickered. Huge green leaves surrounded him, swirling all around, and the leaves gathered together and flew towards Mega Man. Their edges were razor sharp. So, that's how the leaf shield works, thought Mega Man. He dove and was able to dodge the leaves in time. Woodman pounded his chest and roared. He was entirely made of wood, but that didn't keep him from yelling and carrying on like a jungle beast. Oh boy, he's a robot, but he's made entirely of wood. There's no circuitry. It's just leaf and root. Okay, sure. Mega Man fired back using the metal blade. Woodman ignored the flying blades. The metal weapon seemed to have no effect on him. Mega Man switched to his Mega Gun. Leaves were flying towards him, making it hard to see. He took his best aim and fired. The leaves kept coming. Woodman was jumping all over the place, beating on his chest and bellowing loudly. Mega Man didn't give up. He just kept on firing. Kablam! Pow! Finally, with one last bellow, Woodman fell to the earth. The drums stopped. All was quiet in the jungle. "You'll make a lovely footstool," said Mega Man as he took the leaf shield from Woodman. How does a metal weapon... I don't... Why didn't he just fucking set him on fire? Is that too violent for a kid's book? Chapter 14. "Excellent, Mega Man, excellent." Dr. Light's voice crackled over the radio. "Destroying Woodman was as easily as falling off a log," crowed Mega Man. "I wonder what Dr. Wily has to say now that I've exterminated all but one of his so-called super robots." "He stayed off the news beam," said Dr. Light. "I bet he's preparing for your arrival at his castle of evil." Wait, so is that... Oh, okay, it's something. "I'll be on my way to this castle as soon as I take care of Quick Man." "Don't get overconfident now, Mega Man," warned Dr. Light. "Remember what I told you about Quick Man? He could be very dangerous." "I know, Dr. Light. Don't worry. I'll be careful," said Mega Man. "Alright then. Get your weapons ready," said Dr. Light. "Password is keyed in. Give my regards to Quick Man." Quick Man's world was dark and quiet. Mega Man found himself in an abandoned factory full of huge but silent machines. Wait, too violent, but it's okay to have the strange implications of turning... Yeah, it's like really fucked up, isn't it? Alright? It's so fucking insane, dude. Holy shit. I'm falling asleep myself, chat. God damn. I'm eepy. Alright. Superhero worked on it in tiptoes. He didn't want to make any noise that might draw attention to himself. He picked his way through the enormous power plant in the center of the factory. Mega Man kept looking around nervously. It was really just too quiet here. Was somebody or something sneaking up on him? Then, up ahead, he saw an opening in the floor, an abandoned elevator shaft. "That's my way out of this nasty factory," he said, jumping down into the shaft. The shaft was deep. Mega Man leapt from ledge to ledge, moving down. Is this like the fifth time they've done, like, anyway. Whoosh! A beam of light shot across the shaft. "Yikes," said Mega Man. "Quick Man must have some kind of electric eye watching me." Whoosh! Another one shot across, missing Mega Man by inches. "Better keep moving," said Mega Man. "Could be a laser beam. I want to be hit by one of those." He continued his trip downward. Whoosh! Whoosh! That's the noise they make in Mega Man 2, right? Like, I'm not making this up, or... Anyway. Mega Man decided to get out of the shaft and check his position. He squeezed through a small trap door and found himself on another floor of the same quiet factory. It was a relief to be out of the way of those beams, but once again Mega Man felt nervous. It was so quiet. Walking carefully, Megaman approached a small, square box in the ground. Just as he was about to pass it, the top of the box flew out, and a grinning jack-in-the-box jumped out. Boing! It smiled at Megaman and raised its weapon to fire. Yow! Said Megaman, ducking as the jack-in-the-box fired at him. That's the kind of surprise I can do without. He ran past the box, without even watching where he was going, and then suddenly he stopped short. Right in front of him was a mean-looking robot with flames shooting out of the top of his head. He was about 3 feet tall and was wearing a tuxedo. It was Hothead, and he didn't look like he was about to move aside for Mega Man. It was Hothead. Oh no! This book really puts into perspective how fucking deranged Wily's designs are. Yeah. To kill Woodman, watch out for his... I like how they say straight up just say kill and not defeat, right? Watch out for his shield and use Heatman's atomic fire. Thank you, game. Beep, beep, beep. Where are you going in such a hurry? Hissed Hothead. Cool your jets. Chill out. I'm on my way to meet Quickman, your boss, said Megaman. Out of my way. Hothead didn't answer. He just nodded towards Megaman and shot flames out of his head. Megaman jumped back. So you think you're hot stuff, huh? He asked. He fired the metal blade at Hothead. Whiz, zip. The flame went out as Hothead fell to the floor. Megaman stepped over the fallen robot and headed back to the elevator shaft. I think it was safer in here, he said, jumping back down into... This man is... He uses fucking Metal Man's weapon and, like, just fucking... It turns out that, like Gravity Gun Saw Blade from Half-Life 2 is just the most effective weapon? I'm very confused. Okay. Mega Man stepped over to... Okay, this time the light beam started shooting very close to him. Foosh, foosh. Mega Man barely had any time to dodge. What is it? It's actually just a code word for an actual gun. No, it shoots saw blades. Mega Man, he knew that getting hit by one of these beams could mean certain destruction. Whoosh, whoosh. That last one really came too close for comfort. How am I going to get out of here alive? He thought for a moment. Then his eyes lit up. The Time Stopper. He activated his secret backpack and took out the weapon he'd gotten from Flashman. Since he barely used it, the energy lever stole red high. Poosh. Another beam shot by, grazing Mega Man's arm. Phew. The next beam was frozen in a second. Hi, call sign Zaza. Welcome on in. Welcome, welcome. Let's get cozy tonight, Dad. I hope you're cozy comfy. To give you context, this is a novelization of Mega Man 2 on the Nintendo Entertainment System. It's one of the books of all time. The next beam was frozen in a second. Mega Man grinned. It was safe. Mega Man kept climbing down, activating the Time Stopper whenever he needed to. The light beams were nothing but a nuisance now. Finally, Mega Man came to the bottom of the shaft. He popped out of the trapdoor and looked around. Same old factory. Same old silent machinery. It was creepy. But Mega Man knew he had to keep going. Creepy or not, he had to find Quickman and destroy him. He looked around and there was a giant W right above him. Time for Quickman. Mega Man entered the gates. The last of the 8 super robots awaited him. Quickman stood 4 feet tall, but it was hard to see him. He moved so fast that he was mostly a blur. The first thing Mega Man noticed was the horn on Quickman's head. The second was the weapon in his hand. The horned robot aimed his infamous quick boomerang and threw it hard. Thousands of steel blades, whirling so fast they whistled, came closer and closer onto the wings of the boomerang. I'll have you finished off in no time, Mega Man, Quickman cried. Mega Man ducked. Quickman was fast. Mega Man fired back with his Mega Gun. Quickman kept on coming. Would the metal blade work? Mega Man aimed and fired, ducking the deadly boomerangs flying through the air, but Quickman kept on coming. It's got to be the crash bomber, Megaman said. That'll take quick care of him. A quick press of the button on his sleeve, and the crash bomber was in his hand. Kaboom! The noise echoed through the room. Megaman launched another bomb and another. The noise was deafening, and the room was full of smoke. Rena, thank you for the raid. Thank you, thank you. Welcome on in, raiders. Welcome, welcome. Hope everybody's having a good time tonight. What are you playing? Let me give you a shout out. Let's see. Hong Kong Star Rail. Fun. Hey, Kurotu, Senshiro, and Kendall BF, and let's see, Side Questing at Sunset. Welcome, welcome. I hope everybody's having a good time tonight. Yeah, if you have any post-stream rituals you gotta take care of, how are you? I'm having a good time. I had a pretty good day today, alright? Generally speaking, this is a very cozy day today. Things were easy peasy. It's a bit of a slow stream, but that's okay, right? We're having an ASMR night. Yeah, if you have any post-stream rituals you gotta take care of, go ahead and take care of it. But if you're willing to stick around, I'm Noona. I'm your morally ambiguous older sister, tactical VTuber from the rooftops. I play all sorts of retro video games and shooters on this channel. I talk about guns and I cook sometimes. This is Megaman 2, or at least a novelization of it. Back in the 80s, a lot of old people thought that morally ambiguous, yeah, like, what's the word? Look in my about section. I'm a local, what is it, like, it just says local sociopath, or, another good example of this, what is it? I'm an arms dealer. I sell guns to every side, so that I come out on top. Hey, hi Nori, welcome on in, welcome. But, yeah, so back in the 80s, there were a series of books called Worlds of Power, and they were novelizations of Nintendo Entertainment System games because they wanted kids to read because video games were evil. So they took popular games and made novelizations about them. So one of them was Metal Gear, and this one is Mega Man 2. Hey, Koichi5487, thank you for the follow. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the rooftop. Welcome to the family. I'm supposed to say something dirty now. Poopy. Pee. Shit. Germs. Bacteria. Petri dish. Sewage. Side questing at sunset. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. Welcome to the rooftop. Welcome to the family. You also get to hear something dirty. What's toenails? Foot fungus. Bacterial infection. Tapeworm. And what is it? That weird, the weird fucking gunk that builds up on the underside of, like, I don't know, like your sink faucet or something along the black mold. As an arms dealer, older sister, do you believe in child conscription? Sure. I mean, look, human ownership doesn't exactly sound like a bad idea to me. In like a, like a human trafficking kind of way, but that might be because I'm, anyway, that's besides the point. So yeah, we've defeated all 8 fucking, what is it, robot masters? But, like, I don't know, this book is really fucking stupid. It's so fucking dumb. I think I like the Metal Gear one more, but that's because I think it's a little more ridiculous. Anyway, yeah, I hope everybody from Rena's raid is doing very cozy today. I know this isn't my usual content. I usually play a lot more games, but, that's besides the point. Okay, it's gotta be the crash bomber, Megaman said. That'll take care of him. A quick press of the button on his sleeve and the crash bomber was in his hand. Kaboom! The noise echoed throughout the room. Megaman launched another bomb and another. The noise was deafening and the room was full of smoke. And then the noise stopped and the smoke cleared away. Quickman was destroyed. Well, I guess I slowed you down, Quickman, said Megaman. Permanently. He helped himself to the quick boomerang. For sure, I've never seen you do ASMR before. I've had one ASMR stream before. It was fun. I mean, that's most like I don't know. ASMR is like really outside of my wheelhouse, but it's still kind of fun to fuck around and read these books because they're not good. They're so bad. They're so fucking funny. Oh my god. Why would you even want a boomerang when you... Right? Like, why would you have a boomerang when you have a mega gun? And now it's on to the castle of evil, he said. Watch out, Dr. Wily. Here I come. Chapter 16. You've done it, Megaman. Dr. Light's voice sang out over the radio. It's incredible. You've destroyed every robot that Dr. Wily put in your path. But my job's not over yet. Megaman reminded the doctor, I've got to finish off the evil genius himself. The universe is still in grave danger. Yes, it's true, Dr. Light said. Dr. Wily is still very much alive. Just this morning, he flew over my laboratory in his flying saucer. Oh, right, he has that. Also, V-Bridger's bugging out. I'm gonna close that. Okay. Funky. But yeah, no, it's... I forgot he has a flying saucer, technically. Okay. He hovered there for a while, yelling through his bullhorn. What did he say? Asked Megaman. Oh, he was threatening me, said Dr. Lang. He said I should call you off the job. Or else. He's probably just scared. Said this fucking dialogue is literally just like, what the fuck is human interaction? How do people speak? He's probably just scared, said Megaman. He knows I'm on my way to his castle of evil. And now that he's seen me make mincemeat of his super robots. Why are you reading Yowie? Don't worry about it. Hi, Billy the Bucket. Welcome on in. Welcome. He seemed more angry than scared, to tell you the truth, said Dr. Light. But I know I can't stop you now. I'll key in the password for the castle if you're ready. Ready, said Megaman loudly. One more thing, said Dr. Light. Dr. Wily has placed electronic barriers in his castle walls. Once you enter the castle, you and I will not be able to communicate, but I'll be watching you on the monitor. Okay, Doc. Good luck, Megaman, said Dr. Light. Keep your wits about you, and watch out for booby traps. Okay. As Dr. Light's voice faded out, Megaman found himself standing alone, looking up at Dr. Wily's castle of evil. The castle was terrifying. It was built of skulls and bones. Wait, seriously? Okay. The eye holes in the skulls glowed red. Huge radar antennas were aimed in all directions. Dr. Wily must be watching me approaching his castle, said Megaman. He stuck out his tongue and waved his fingers in the air. Yeah, here I come, he shouted. I see that our main character is a sore winner and kind of a, bad sportsmanship. And then he ran towards the castle and began to climb up its outer wall. He climbed quickly, reaching the first turret in no time. After that, the climbing was a little slower. Dr. Wily had sent out his forces. First, the bomb birds attacked, dropping bomb after bomb on Megaman. He dodged the bombs and fired at the fat little bird-like robots. Blam! He kept climbing. Every time he tried to rest, another of Dr. Wily's guard robots would appear out of nowhere. They wore red armor that looked like a special uniform. Megaman couldn't see their faces, since their helmets were equipped with shiny black faceplates. They could see out, but he couldn't see in. Mega Man fought his way through them, using the leaf shield to hurl razor-sharp leaves, then the air shooter to fire deadly tornadoes. Finally, Mega Man reached the top of the castle wall and began to run. It was dark now, but he couldn't slow down. He had to keep moving, even if it was hard to see. He raced from brick to brick. Suddenly, Mega Man heard a train behind him. A train? What's a train doing on top of the castle? He turned to look. It wasn't a train. It was a dragon. A very big dragon breathing fire. Mega Man leapt to a ledge and grabbed the quick boomerang. He aimed and fired. The dragon barely slowed down. The immense creature began to shoot fireballs out of its mouth. Mega Man was knocked off his ledge. The dragon fired again. Mega Man tumbled down onto a lower ledge and lay still. The dragon came closer to make sure that Mega Man was really finished off. Mega Man jumped to his feet. "Surprise!" he yelled. The dragon reared up in shock. Mega Man took careful aim and fired the quick boomerang again, this time right at the dragon's stomach. The dragon fell back. Mega Man fired again and again. Whoop, whoop, whoop. The boomerang smashed into the dragon over and over. Finally, the fireball stopped coming. A bright white light flashed into Mega Man's eyes. The dragon had been fucking using just like a boomerang to kill a fucking robot dragon. 10 out of 10. Ooh, what's the game hint? You need to freeze time to beat Quick Man. Oh, thank you. That's actually good advice. I don't think they tell you. I don't think that's entirely obvious if you're new to the game. Anyway. Chapter 17. Mega Man collapsed against a nearby brick wall. "That was a close one," he said. "I wasn't expecting a dragon." Nobody answered him. He longed to hear Dr. Light's voice congratulating him on a job well done. It was lonely here in the castle, but his radio was silent. It was time to move on. Mega Man looked around, not sure which way to go next. The castle was gloomy and dark. The only light came from the glowing red eye holes of a giant skull that loomed over him. Mega Man felt like Dr. Wily was just waiting and watching. It was a creepy feeling. He decided to keep going. Right in front of him, he saw a huge iron gate that led to the inside of a tower. Mega Man decided to try opening it, and as soon as he touched it, it flew open. Mega Man stepped inside. "Whoa!" said Mega Man as he slid down a long, long chute. Whump! He landed at the bottom. "Dr. Light warned me about booby traps," he said to himself. Guess I'd better be more careful." Mega Man began to walk along the dark tunnel he found himself in. "I must be in the basement of the castle," he said. "Guess I'll just follow my nose." What? Wait, I thought like you became human. Aren't you just like new to being human? How do you know how to use your nose like the way you think you are going to use? Anyway, boing. Just about at the same time as Mega Man said nose, something reached out and punched him hard, right in his nose. It was a prop top. Mega Man saw that it had his fist cocked again. He didn't feel like getting hit, so he ducked. The prop top fell over when his swing met only air. Mega Man didn't waste any time. He kept on going through the tunnel. More prop tops attacked him, but he didn't let them slow him down. Dr. Wily called out all his forces. I guess, he said. How the fuck did he not notice something? I don't fucking know, man. He's not a good. He's stupid, dumb, idiotic. Suddenly, he stumbled and almost fell. He caught himself by grabbing onto a ring in the wall behind him, and then he looked down. Just in time, he said. There was no more floor where he had been walking. The floor used to be there were nasty-looking spikes lining the path through the tunnel. Mega Man thought about turning back, but it would just mean fighting his way through the prop tops again. I know. The jet ski. He activated his backpack and assembled the ski in seconds. It worked perfectly. Mega Man zoomed along, only inches above the spikes. Then the jet ski screeched to a halt in front of a high wall. Mega Man looked the wall over. There's a tiny window in it, Way up high, he rode the jet ski up and looked through the window. Behind the wall was an energy barrel. I could sure use that, he said. He activated the crash boomer and threw a bomb at the wall. Kaboom! The bomb exploded loudly, but the wall was still standing. Megaman threw 3 more bombs. Kaboom! 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 Finally, the wall came tumbling down. Megaman grabbed the energy barrel and drained its contents. My man is just fucking downing as many Flintstone vitamins as he can. Then the jet ski flew through a tiny door and stopped. Megaman got off just as the door slammed shut behind him and sealed so that he couldn't even see where the doorway had been. He looked around and saw that he was in a small, square room with no doors or windows. This must be the dungeon, he said. Dr. Wily means to make a prisoner out of me. There must be a way out, though. He looked for an exit. Maybe up there, maybe near the top, said Megaman. As he started to climb up the wall, he had only gone a few feet when 3 huge bricks fell out of the walls, aimed straight at his head. He jumped back to the floor. More booby traps, he said. It's not going to be so easy getting out. Yeah, just like Hero Justin and his rations. Remember, you have to eat all the rations, chat. It's not going to be so easy getting out. Bricks are flying out of the wall at top speed now, missing him by inches as he ducked and dodged. The noise was terrible as the bricks crashed against the walls of the tiny room. What I need now is a burst of energy, Megaman said. He grabbed an energy pellet and swallowed it, and when he charged up his metal blade. Jailbreak, yelled Megaman, climbing up the wall. What the fuck does that even mean? As bricks flew towards him, he fired away with the metal blade, blowing them to bits in midair. As he neared the top of the wall, he could see a tiny trapdoor in the ceiling. Here's where I make my exit, he said, squeezing through. When he was free, he paused for a moment to catch his breath, and then he laughed out loud. Paging Dr. Wily, he yelled. Paging Dr. Wily, this is Megaman, and I'm on my way. Okay. Alright. To get to Heatman, use the C weapon to cut through the wall. Okay. Chapter 18. Megaman was closing in on Dr. Wily. Let's see, which way now, he asked himself. Up ahead, he saw the castle's moat. Maybe I'll find Dr. Wily's laboratory if I dive down and look for a secret entrance, he said. Wait, what do you mean secret entrance? I thought you were in the castle already. Oh, wait, his lab. Fuck, dude, doesn't matter. Like, his whole castle could be a lab. Without a pause, he jumped in. He swam and swam. At first, the moat seemed empty. Megaman had thought there might be alligators in it, but then he saw nothing. Then, just as he thought he was safe, an enormous fish swam up from below him. They must live in the very bottom of the moat, thought Megaman. He swam fast, trying to figure out what weapon to use against the fish, which was following him closely. Bubble lead, he cried. Of course. He fired the heavy bubble. The fish exploded with a muffled ba-boom. Megaman felt the waves of water wash past him. That bubble lead is powerful stuff, he said. And because it belonged to Bubble Man, it works well underwater. Megaman kept on swimming. Finally, he found the secret entrance he'd been looking for. Megaman crashed through the door and raced through the passageway inside, using the leaf shield to to blast his way past Dr. Wily's guards. Still going strong, he crashed through another door and came to a screeching halt. He hadn't found the secret laboratory. He'd stumbled into Guts Dozer's garage. Wait, what does that even mean? Oh, wait, what? What does that mean? What is a Guts Dozer? What does that mean? So this is where Dr. Wily keeps Guts Dozer, he said, rolling towards him on huge steel tracks. It was the most gigantic robot Megaman had ever seen. Wait, I thought that was Mr. Big. He looked like a half-giant, half-bulldozer combination. His eyes flashed with anger as he rolled towards Megaman, waving his huge fists in the air. His orange armor glowed, and the giant spikes coming out of his shoulders looked like they had just been sharpened. Guts Dozer was big. Guts Dozer was mean, and Guts Dozer was coming straight for Megaman. He made a thunderous noise. Megaman felt very tiny all of a sudden, but he knew he must destroy Guts Dozer. He tried every weapon he had. The air shooter didn't even make Guts Dozer blink. The atomic fire bounced off his solid steel body. The quick boomerang didn't even make a dent. Guts Dozer kept on rolling. "I'll squash you flat, Mega Man," he roared. He ran right over to the bubble lead that Mega Man threw. The metal blade didn't seem powerful enough either. "The time stopper might buy me some time," said Mega Man, "but it won't destroy this guy. The only weapon I have left is the crash bomber. Let's hope it works." Oh no, he's doing Guts Dozer was roaring even closer now. He was about to roll right over Mega Man and squash him flat. "Here I come, Mega Man," she shouted thunderously. Mega Man crossed his fingers and aimed the crash bomber. Kaboom! There was a bright flash. Mega Man closed his eyes so he wouldn't be blinded. Did he throw a fucking nuke? Mega Man closed his eyes so he wouldn't be blinded. When he opened them, Guts Dozer was gone. Mega Man turned to leave Guts Dozer's garage. He could see now that it wasn't going to be so simple to get to Dr. Wily. This castle really was full of booby traps. Yeah, just fucking gone. Vanished. He ceased to exist. "If only Dr. Light could talk to me," said Mega Man out loud. "But I know he's watching. At least he knows I'm still alive." Mega Man felt stronger just thinking about Dr. Light. He didn't feel so alone in the castle anymore. It was time to start climbing up, out of the lower depths of the castle. Looking up, Mega Man spotted a series of long, long ladders leading up out of the basement. "Here goes," he said, beginning to climb. He was getting good at climbing by now, but it was still hard work. Mega Man struggled up the ladder. He reached the top of the first ladder and began to run along the walkway to get to the next one. Suddenly, he heard the sound of static. Was Dr. Light trying to reach him? Mega Man knew that was impossible. Then a loud voice spoke from every corner of the room. "Mega Man, this is Dr. Wily speaking. Do you read me?" "Yes, I do. I have been watching you," said the voice. "You are quite a fighter. But you might as well give up now, because you won't get me." "And you don't scare me, Dr. Wily," said Mega Man. "And you'd better watch out, because I'm on my way." Mega Man ran along the walkway and through the nearest door. He had to find Dr. Wily, but instead of a hallway, Mega Man found himself in a small room with at least 20 doors, and every door was locked. "Ha ha ha ha," laughed the voice of Dr. Wily. "Good luck finding me, you little pest." Mega Man ignored Dr. Wily's voice. He took his crash bomber and threw bombs at every door in turn. As each door was blasted down, Mega Man saw that there was nothing behind it. It was a trick. He was trapped. "Wily, are you receiving? We're still here." At last, there was only one door left. He threw the crash bomber and let a bomb fly. The door blew apart and Mega Man stepped through it. "This might not be the right way, but it's my only chance," he said. Let's see. When you see an air tiki, avoid his... What does that mean? What did they mean by this? Chapter 19. Mega Man looked around. He was in another room now, a room with 9 doors, or hatches really, leading out of it. All of the hatches were blinking brightly. "This must be Dr. Wily's teleport system," he said. "All I have to do is pick the right hatch and I'll be face to face with Dr. Wily himself." Mega Man looked at all of the hatches. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. It's the fucking stupidest. "Eeny, meeny, miny, mo," he counted, and then he jumped into one he had chosen. "Oh no," he yelled. "Not you again." Airman stood in the center of the room, hurling tornadoes at Mega Man. Dr. Wily had created a backup clone of each robot, but Mega Man wasn't about to be stopped. "I destroyed you once. I can destroy you again," he said. It was a short fight. In just a few seconds, Megaman came out of the hatch, dusting off his hands. I let the air out of him, he said to himself, jumping into the next hatch. In every hatch he tried, Megaman found another one of Dr. Wily's super robots. It seemed that he was going to have to fight them all again before he could meet their creator. Yeah, holy shit, he's speedrunning. He canceled Crashman. Holy shit, Crashman was like a fucking... Oh, dude, Crashman did... I can't believe Crashman was getting canceled. Holy shit. I wonder what the Twitlonger looks like. He blew up Bubble Man. He mowed down Metal Man. He flattened Flash Man. He wiped out Wood Man. He made Quick Man quit. And finally, he harpooned Heat Man. All the super robots were history. I like how specifically he just said he harpooned him. Like that was fucking personal, man. It was time to face Dr. Wily. Megaman jumped into the last hatch. Quick Man fucking retired, but like Heat Man, dude, fuck that guy. Like harpooned. Good God. Use Airman's whirlwinds to defeat Crashman, but watch out for his bombs. Yeah, that's... Yeah, I don't know, man. Chapter 20. It was pitch black. Megaman couldn't see his hand in front of his face. Where was Dr. Wily? Suddenly, a giant spaceship appeared out of nowhere. It was enormous. Megaman was startled. He'd expected to see the evil doctor, but instead it looked like he was going to be battling aliens. The spaceship fired at him with both cannons. Megaman ducked and fired back with the metal blade. Zip, powie. The flying blades crashed into the ship. Then the cannon stopped firing. The metal blades just go through and just fucking eviscerate, like, Wily halfway through. The cannon stopped firing. The spaceship shuddered, and a bubble-shaped flying saucer lifted off from top of it. Megaman stood watching, his mouth open in amazement. The top of the saucer lifted up to reveal Dr. Wily's evil face. His mouth was twisted in a mean smile. He raised his eyebrows and waved at Megaman. "So long!" Dr. Wily cried as the saucer flew off. "No!" shouted Megaman. "I won't let you get away this time." He ran after the saucer, following it as it flew down into a tunnel. Soon he lost sight of it, but he kept on running through the tunnel. Acid dripping from the ceiling, sizzling horribly onto the floor below. It slowed Megaman down, since he had to time his steps carefully to avoid it. Finally, he switched on the time stopper, and the acid was frozen mid-drip. Megaman speeded up again and kept on running. Then he tumbled head over heels into a black void. Stars shone all around him. It was as if he had been transported into outer space. He didn't see the flying saucer anywhere. Had he lost Dr. Wily after all this time? And a huge green mutant alien appeared in front of his eyes. Megaman jumped back. The alien came closer. Megaman grabbed the first weapon he could lay his hands on. Bubble lead. He shot at the alien. The alien kept coming. Megaman fired again, and again, and again. Blam! Kapow! Suddenly, there was a super bright flash of light. Megaman covered his eyes. Had he destroyed the alien? He was almost afraid to look and find out. Slowly, he took his hands off his eyes. He was not in outer space anymore. He was in Dr. Wily's laboratory. Dr. Wily had created a mirage to scare Megaman, but Megaman had destroyed it with the bubble lead. Dr. Wily himself was on the floor by Megaman's feet, begging for mercy. It was over at last. Megaman had won. To get the Heat Man, use the C weapon to cut through the wall. Wait, they repeated that. That was a hint from earlier. What the fuck? Chapter 21. Megaman, I thank you, said Dr. Light. My family thanks you. The universe thanks you. You are the greatest superhero of them all. Megaman had turned Dr. Wily over to Dr. Light for justice. The evil genius was still begging for mercy, but Megaman knew that Dr. Light was planning to put him in prison for the next 1 billion years. Megaman, You did an excellent job, said Dr. Light, but you look tired. If you were still a robot, you'd never be tired. Would you like me to try and make you back into a robot? No way, Dr. Light, said Megaman. I like being human. When I was a robot, I never had any feelings. While I was fighting my way through Dr. Wily's robots, I had lots of feelings. I was worried sometimes. I was lonely sometimes. Sometimes I was even a little sad. Dr. White, Dr. Light nodded. But why does that make you like being human? Those aren't the greatest feelings in the world, you know. I know, said Megaman. But now I have some other feelings, and they are the greatest. This is some gay fucking dialogue, man. I know, said Megaman. But now I have some other feeling, and they are the greatest feelings in the world. I feel happy and proud and cared for. It's great to have feelings. He paused for a moment in time. But since I'm not a robot anymore, there's something else that I feel too, he went on. You were right. I am just a little tired. I think I need a short vacation. Dr. Light laughed. Of course, Megaman, of course, he said. Now that you've taken care of Dr. Wily, the universe should be safe for quite a while. Have a good time. Megaman started walking, thinking about his home as he walked. He thought of his little village in the mountains. He thought about how beautiful it all looked in winter, when the snow fell all around. He thought about how it all looked in the fall, when the leaves turned golden and red. He thought about it, how it looked in summer, with green everywhere he looked. And soon he was there. He looked down on his village from where he stood, high on a hill. It was spring, and flowers bloomed all over the hillside. Megaman took off his helmet and threw it down. He ran down the hill, straight towards his comfortable little home. Sweet home. Yeah. Hi, Leviathan Dream. How are you doing? Dear Rita, I hoped you liked reading Megaman 2. Here is a list of some other books I thought you might like. The Forgotten Door, How to Eat Fried Worms, I, Robot, My Robot Bundy, The Phantom Toll Booth, The Half-Space Wells Travel. Okay. You can find these books at your local library or bookstore. Ask your teacher or librarian for other books you might enjoy. Best wishes, FX9. Fuck you, buddy. Enter the Worlds of Power giveaway. Win a Nintendo Game Boy compact video game system. Oh shit. You'll score big if your entry is picked in this awesome drawing. Just look at what you could win. Grand prize. A Nintendo Game Boy compact video game system. Or a cool video game carrying case. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Okay. Hold on. I'm looking at this. Entries must be something by postmarked by. Oh fuck. It's not 1990 anymore. Oh man. Entries must be postmarked by November 5th, 1990. Winners will be picked at random and notified by mail. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Taxes on something. Damn. What a shame. I wanted a fucking Game Boy. Alright, fellas. Kapow. It's Megaman to the rescue. Only our robot superhero can save the universe. The evil Dr. Wily and his gang. The toughest, baddest robots ever made. Can Megaman defeat Flashman, Crashman, Bumbleman, and the rest? Will the universe be safe again for honest people and robots? The complete story of the Nintendo action-adventure game with loads of game-solving hints throughout. Okay. Thanks, Scholastic. This is $4.20. I feel fucking ripped off, dude. Holy shit, dude. That's the lesson, kids. It's good to have feelings. He hungers for many things. And then Megaman died of influenza because he never had an immune system to build up. Okay. So what do you guys think? What'd you guys think of Mega Man 2? I think I like Metal Gear better, to be honest. I think Metal Gear was the better of the two stupid novels, right? I think Metal Gear is definitely way funnier. Yeah, for sure. Um, this was definitely still fun. It was just like super fucking stupid, just like not well thought out. Like he's a real boy now. I think okay, so Alexander Frost, he's the better writer. Ellen, not feeling Ellen. Ellen's writing is yeah, Ellen Miles, fucking dog shit writer. But Alexander Frost, that's the good shit. Okay. No, yeah, no killer scorpions in the snake position, you know? Like fucking 0 out of 10 video game. Anyway, I'm gonna go raid someone. Fuck me, dude. This is actually like one of the stupidest fucking streams I've ever done. I hope you guys had fun though. And yeah. Yeah, Kojima is a fucking hack. Alexander Frost is the fucking man. Alright. Let's see. Pick the next book before you leave. Okay. First off, Worlds of Power books. Alright, so there's a bunch of different Worlds of Power novels. So we've got Blaster Master, Metal Gear, Ninja Gaiden. This wasn't as gay as Metal Gear, which is just depressing. We got Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest by Christopher Howell, Wizards and Warriors, Bionic Commando, Infiltrator, Before Shadowgate. Okay, and then we have okay, so Junior Edition book. Okay, so this is for even like babyer. This is for babies, dude. Junior Edition books, which is Mega Man 2 by Ellen Miles, or Bases Loaded 2, second season by A.L. Singer. You want Bionic Commando? We can do Bionic Commando. Fucking stupid. Forgotten About Attempts Novelist. It's really dumb. Right? Would you guys like Bionic Commando and Ninja Gaiden or Castlevania 2? Tell me. Vote now on your phones, and then I'll probably call it quits for the night. How could he lose? He's got a bionic arm. Yeah, okay, so Castlevania 2? Oh, Castlevania 2? Okay, sick. I wanted to do Castlevania 2. Alright. That sounds like a gay old time. Like, I'll do Castlevania 2, and then I'll do Ninja Gaiden, and then I'll do Bionic Commando. How about that? Is that alright? Of course, these probably won't be super frequent, but it'd be still fun to, like, you know, do, and kinda... let's raid Void, actually. I have a feeling that he's gonna appreciate the silly, stream experience, you know? Alright. Okay. Okay. Alright. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for Zelda Minish Cap. Thanks for joining me. I hope this was fun. I know this was a much slower stream, but I don't know. It's stupid. It's silly. And it's funny. Catch you guys next time. If you're new here, here's the Discord, as always. And if you're also new here, here's the raid message. And yeah, take it easy. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. And as always, get the fuck off my roof. Good night.